Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you're finding this. If you're watching along as I post because you're subscribed, this is for the week of September 22nd through the 28th, 2025. So Virgo, let's dive into it. First card out for you is the Ace of Air in reverse. Okay, Ace of Swords in reverse in the traditional tarot. There could be a blockage in the throat chakra that you're feeling a little bit, wanting to say a lot more than you're saying. And I just lost my train of thought. See? Oh my gosh. It's like, it's kind of like a creative blockage. Like you want to say something, you want to create something. For some of you guys, you want to write something. But there's this thing blocking you of like, well, how is this going to be perceived? Or nobody understands what I'm talking about. There could be this feeling of like, nobody understands me. I'm not being heard. I'm not being seen. And there's a lot to unpack there, Virgo, okay? A lot to unpack within your own inner psychology, but also take a look at the people around you. Are these people who are active listeners? Are these people that you resonate with? I think it's so important to surround yourself with community and people who can really resonate with various things about you. You know, it's like, it's cool to have a friend who you can connect to when it comes to like, maybe you really like working out, having somebody else who's into fitness to talk to, or maybe you have a particular spiritual belief or religion. It's nice to have somebody who shares those beliefs to talk about that with. Maybe you really love food and fine dining. It's nice to have a friend who enjoys fine dining. You know what I mean? I think it's important for us to have a community that is well-rounded and to surround ourselves with people who can bear witness to different parts of our personality, you know. And if there is a part of your personality that you really enjoy, but you feel like there's nobody there to be an audience of that part of your personality, I don't know, it can feel a little bit lonely. So I think it's important to create that for yourself, you know. For me, for example, my spiritual beliefs and experiences, it is so rare, or at least I thought it was so rare, to find people to connect to on that front back in the day. So that's why I started my YouTube channel, so that way I can express this part of me and all of my ideas and give the readings that I so desperately want to give without having to wait around to meet somebody in person. It made me feel so happy just to come here and create every day. Like, it truly is my joy. And you know, the funny thing is, when I stopped waiting for the friend and I just created that community myself, I meet tons of people who are into spirituality now, like tons of people who are into tarot. I'm quite abundant when it comes to friends and connections and people who I can speak to about these things. So it's like, there's something here, Virgo, about don't wait for the right people to come around. Create space for yourself to communicate your thoughts, dreams, and ideas. And it's like, you know what? For example, let's just say you love writing and you want to start a blog. Even if there's only one person who reads that blog, it'll be worth it. Does that make sense? We have the Seneschal coming out upright. So this card came out for Taurus as well, but for them it was in reverse, okay? Now, the Seneschal, this is somebody who's very loyal, okay? As we see with the dog, as we see with the ant, something that these animals have in common is that they follow some sort of alpha, some sort of leader, okay? So, right now, you guys may be really into somebody's teachings, okay? Whether this is an author that you're following who writes very motivational pieces, or a public speaker, or some sort of spiritual leader, guru, whoever it may be to you, there's somebody here who you're just like really into this week, who's making such a positive impact on your life. When this comes out upright, this is a positive voice in your life. Now, I think it's very important not to worship any human or put them on a pedestal above you. I don't care how successful they are. I don't care how spiritually inclined they are. I think we're in a time where we have to pay attention to not getting ourselves involved in cults. But other than that, I feel like you're gaining a lot from some sort of leader in your life. So that's very cool. I love that. You respect the crap out of somebody, basically. We have the Ace of Fire. Wow. 2 aces out of 3 cards so far. This one's upright, though. So passion and creativity is at an all-time high. There could be some new passionate feelings emerging within you. I always view the Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. It's like you're either starting a creative project that you're obsessed with, and it's like the Ace of Fire to me, it's like something new developing in your life, and it's like you go to bed thinking about this thing and then you wake up thinking about it. You're just really excited, really passionate. You just can't wait to talk to that person or get started on that creative project. Like waking up excited for it, and it feels new. So this is really good. And Virgo, in your readings recently, you have been getting a lot of passion. I do notice in the Virgo collective, a lot of people are developing new crushes or new lovers, things like that. It feels very exciting. And definitely, I'm so happy for you guys that this is coming through, because Virgo, you guys have been going through toxic relationship patterns, releasing karma. I know a lot of Virgos recently have been releasing super toxic relationships, and also the patterns within your own mind and heart that kept you tied into toxic emotional and relational patterns. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys have been really doing incredible work releasing those karmic patterns once and for all these past few weeks. You know, this month of September is so intense, probably the most intense months, and I'm just gonna be so for real right now. This may be one of the most intense months in all of our lifetimes when it comes specifically to releasing karmic patterns. Okay, like learning that repetitive lesson. Like if you've been in the same type of relationship over and over and over again, but with different people, or the same emotional pattern, the same problem for years and years and years, this month is a pivotal month for everybody when it comes to finally, once and for all, mastering that and releasing that pattern. So I am seeing that this week for you as well, Virgo. Yeah, we have the Seven of Earth upright, beautiful. And this deck is a little different from the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. We see here chakras aligned, somebody here meditating. They have a snake wrapped around his neck. Snake is deep soul medicine. Snake is all about releasing our old lives. Okay, so there is a sort of, I'm viewing here like a funeral, but it's not a literal funeral, Virgo. It feels like the funeral of who you once were. And there's some sort of schism here. It's like you're in this meditative state. A lot of you could be meditating, doing breath work. I highly recommend you keep going forward with that. If you've gotten yourself into a nice spiritual routine of like energy cleansing each day, meditating or breath work or yoga each day, scripting each day, affirmations each day, like if you've been doing that, keep up the work, because it's so beautiful, Virgo, and it is completely transforming your life. And you may already be noticing such a big gap between who you are now and who you were just a few weeks ago. And so it does feel like you're sort of shedding an old skin here, shedding an old life. And it feels bittersweet because with this release, you know, you may have to release certain relationships and environments, people, things, whatever, that no longer align with the reality that you're calling in. So you're at this sort of turning point where you're calling in a beautiful new reality. I'm also noticing all these beautiful ferns around him. Ferns are divine, feminine magic, and ancient magic. Okay, so you're really tapping into your own ancient wisdom. A lot of you guys watching are old souls, for sure. Okay, and I think one thing when it comes to old souls that I see very frequently is at some point in life needing to go through this massive karmic release before wealth and beautiful love and prosperity really truly finds you. You know, that long-term wealth, that long-term beautiful love and relationship that you're looking for, it's going to find you very soon, Virgo, but this is a time of release for you. Keep up that beautiful spiritual hygiene, though. That's my biggest piece of advice for you. Keep doing that breath work, keep doing that meditation, whatever it is that you're doing, keep it up. You know, things are really aligning and harmonizing for you. There's a sort of spiritual connectedness that you've been tapping into recently, more and more and more. It's like you've recently come home to yourself, and it's been a while. Welcome home. And there's a message here of like, keep doing what you have done to get to this state, so that way you really cement it into your everyday existence, and you never abandon yourself again. If any of you guys deal with abandonment fears, like fears of abandonment, it's not necessarily that you're afraid of other people abandoning you. On a deeper level, it's the fear that you're going to abandon yourself in the intense love that you feel for others. And that may have been a pattern that you've experienced in the past, and that pattern is ready to be released. Like, it does not matter who you're dating, who you're friends with, what you're doing. Never abandon yourself again. Ever, ever, ever. Never do that ever again. You know, and the work that you're doing with meditation, yoga, whatever it is that you've been doing, it's really cementing that into place. Okay, we have the Maiden in reverse here. I feel like a lot of people, it's important for you to protect your energy, because a lot of people may have in the past taken advantage of your wisdom or your beauty or your blessings, your light, Virgo. I'm getting a deep intelligence from you if you're watching this. You know, you're very intelligent. There's a spiritual connectedness. There's a grace that you give people as well. You're really a diamond in the rough, like one of a kind if you're watching this. And unfortunately, I feel like people have taken advantage of that within you in the past. And so you're in a season of your life where you're learning to really protect that part of you. And there's something here about gatekeeping, okay? Gatekeeping your heart, gatekeeping your energy, and gatekeeping your wisdom. Because in the past, you may have been the type of person who's like, I have all this love, I have all this knowledge, I have all this wisdom, I just want to spread it as far as I can. I want to give it abundantly to anybody who may need it, to anybody who may connect with me. And I feel like your mindset on that may be changing. And you're learning the importance of, you know what, not everybody is supposed to know this deep shamanic wisdom, because they might not be able to handle it. Not everybody should have access to my time, my energy, and my generosity, because it might not go returned. Not everybody should have access to my body, mind, and soul, because they might not be able to meet me where I'm at. And so I think you're finding the value in gatekeeping. Also, gatekeeping communities, guys. Like, honestly, like, all is welcome. I disagree with that. And you know what? Old me would have totally not understood where I'm coming from now. But it's like, it's actually quite important to really pay attention to who you're letting into your inner circle. You know, you don't want to just let anybody in, no matter how broken, no matter how whatever. Like, that's how people end up murdered. Like, straight, I'm not even exaggerating. I wish I was exaggerating. Like, I've seen it happen, you know, letting the wrong people in to your friend group, into your home, into your heart, into your spiritual community, whatever it is. Like, and again, I think it's important that we all avoid cult-like thinking and behavior. You know, there is such a thing as gatekeeping too much and sheltering yourself from the outside world. We need a balance, you know, protect the energy, protect the sacred, but also keep the gates open for the right energies and the right people who do deserve access to whatever it is that you are gatekeeping. And then we have the Queen of Fire coming out right underneath that Ace of Fire. So there could be a beautiful, passionate person in your life, very fiery and fun. When I think of fire, they don't have to be a fire sign particularly, which would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They could be. But this is somebody here who is very fun, fiery, good sense of humor. They're just fun to be around. When I think of fire energy, I think of somebody who is charismatic, magnetic, and fun to be around. Like, they love to blast music. They love to dance. They love to joke around. They love to go out and actually live life and do exciting things. And that could be a very refreshing energy for you, especially if you've been surrounded by people who are have a different sort of energy. So we are seeing somebody like that blessing your life and your existence right now, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Also, dragons and spider spirits may be positive signs for you at this time, okay? That you're just on the right path and you're doing the right things, okay? So anyways, thank you for joining me, Virgo. Keep up the good work that you've been doing, and definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this week ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you've not already. And if you have not downloaded my free tarot ebook, it's a guide. I don't know if you just heard my cat meow. It's a guide to all of the tarot cards, upright, in reverse, and what they mean in different types of readings. Completely free, and you can download it to your phone, tablet, computer. It's a really great resource if you are learning how to read tarot. Okay, it's just handy dandy. You're doing a reading for yourself. Maybe you already know the card meanings, maybe you don't. It's nice to have like a guide that somebody else wrote, like a different perspective, especially when you're doing readings for yourself. To this day, I still use tarot guides when I'm doing readings for myself, because it's just nice to have like an external message, you know? It's like, yeah, I listen to my own intuition, but when I'm reading for myself, it's nice to have a guide. So yeah, that's all. Thank you guys. Bye.